Welcome to the new show that's going to be taking up Sunday's slot on the channel. Beastars. I wasn't really sure what to do at first to replace Demon Slayer. I wanted to do something airing right now because Sunday is one of my personal slots that I get to choose for myself rather than my Patreon voters. I wanted to pick something that was airing, and there were many different options, and I wasn't sure, but I settled on Beastars. I'm curious about it. I really want to see what it's like for myself. It's done by Studio Orange, who did Land of the Lustrous, which I did reactions to that whole show. If you haven't checked that out, go check out the playlist. And so I just want to see what the hell they'll do next. Because they made that show look beautiful. The way they used CG and everything, and just the animation and the artwork looked so good. I want to see what they're going to do next. The manga, I've heard good things about. It's actually written by the daughter of the mangaka who wrote Baki the Grappler? Okay. But, yeah, from what I can tell, all I know about it is that there's anthropomorphic animals, Zootopia, but like darker. I don't really know. I want to get into it and just see what Studio Orange is going to deliver here. So, we're going to watch episode 1 and discuss it. I have a timer and subtitles on the screen if you want to follow along that way, or you can pull up the episode on your own. Check out the Patreon down below if you want to get these videos early and all that stuff. But let's get into it. In 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. And it's currently in Netflix jail, but there's workarounds for that. So we immediately have a wolf pouncing on a bunny. Alright. So, I don't know anything about what this actually is. Like, I don't know what the plot will be, what the characters are like. All I know is that there's animals. So I'm curious. Want to see what the visuals are like, how they handle the CG. Obviously, it'll be a different look than Hoseki no Kuni because they were gem people and they were very bright and shiny and it's a very different type of aesthetic, but well, I like the way this looks. This is pretty cool. Oh, a way to show this dark room. So there's some little goat boy trying to be eaten by a schoolmate. I'm just gonna think Zootopia for a while. Like, that's kind of unavoidable right now. I don't know if it's gonna tackle those kind of themes. Predator and prey. And relating them to different groups of humans. Oh, we've got somebody here who's out for blood. I just really like the way they're showing the darkness of this room. I've heard there were some changes from the manga, but hopefully it's still good. Things don't look good for this guy. All carnivores are monsters, and well, okay, we have a carnivore going around killing schoolmates. Not good. So let's see what this world is like. We just got animal people everywhere. Although in Zootopia they were just animals. Pretty much. There were no, like, parrot people. Is it? I see. Maybe that person was targeted for a reason then, to send some kind of message. Got the herbivore menu over here. Hello, creepy hand. Okay. Yeah, you lost one of your performers. The show must go on. Put it on as in his honor to remember him by. I don't think he'd want it to be canceled. Look at the tiny little, like, squirrel. And then you just got a giraffe, gotta hang their neck all down. So I think that's our main guy. Of course, we saw him at the beginning. The giraffe's droopy neck is funny for some reason. Hello. I like the design so far. They're separate already after this. They're going to blame the carnivores. They're going to get mad for being blamed. The squirrel just can't open her walnuts. She apparently needs his help, Legoshi, which is pretty funny because he's a wolf, which is it's like the opposite of a vampire. Of course, sort of. Bella Lugosi. So they're thinking it's him because he's acting a little shady, but he's probably looking for the culprit. And was maybe protecting that rabbit at the beginning. Uh-oh, we got one walking home by herself in the dark. What is she pausing for? Oh, we don't even have to worry about the one walking home. The one who's already here is in danger, and there he is. It definitely looks bad, just him approaching her in the dark, but he's definitely not the attacker, so who is? Obviously, the head was not that shape at all. No? Well, shit. From Tem? You should have been way less creepy about your approach. Well, that's sad, to give her a love letter from a dead man. But I suppose if he wrote it, he wanted her to know his feelings, and it's good to give it to her. Okay, so it was a nice, friendly encounter. And the music is good. Yeah, you did. Hey, but at least you're honest and apologizing. Well, you don't have to tell her that. You don't have to tell her that part. Just tell her you were wrong about him. I guess he likes to remain a lone wolf. Right? I wonder why that is. Like, why what he's specifically gone through in his life compared to other carnivores. Trying to do it in secret, and this guy's over here watching. He didn't have the guts to go through with it. He wrote the letter, but he could never deliver it. Interesting. So it's not even like, he was going to give it to her. He just couldn't. He wanted to, but he could never do it. So he decided it would be the right thing to do to show her. And now this guy is apparently, like, hot, I guess. I can't really judge. He's a deer. So I'm gonna have to take their word for it. All right. Very popular, very beloved. So he works backstage. Makes sense. So yeah, like, do other species, like, they easily get attracted to each other? Like, all these other girls are like, oh my god, Lewis! I'm curious how this world functions. Is it just, like, literally the same as us, but they're just animals? Alright, bully the bunny? Crush her damn flowers? Little assholes? Alright, there you go. Stand up to him, tell him to fuck off. Whoa! Just gonna throw her damn mattress out? Why y'all being bitches to the bunny? Morons indeed. Alright, thanks. Look at the little horse guy. What's wrong with Haru? What is it about her that is causing this bullying and neglecting to happen? She's got a poster of Lewis. And it's signed, Stronger Together. God damn it, Sally. So Sally wasn't part of the bullying, but also wasn't gonna help. That's not 10 letters. Is that racist in this world? A black sheep? Like, can you say that? So nobody likes this girl. Why? What did she do? Like Forrest Gump trying to find a seat on the bus. Hi. I like how she doesn't really let it get to her. She just kind of tells them off. Oh, shit. Are we talking about Lewis or somebody else? It's all over some guy. Damn. Oh my god. Alright, fuck off. Hope the Predator gets you next, you piece of shit. A dwarf rabbit. My god. Okay, getting a new person to go on in the play. Well, you better get on it. He's like, you little... wow, he's being pretty harsh. Okay, he's very serious about the quality of his plays. Whoa. I feel like that's racist. It's interesting to... what kind of insults you could bring out when they're all animal-based. I don't know, I feel like being like, why don't you go eat paper, you goat? Isn't that like telling a black person to go eat watermelon or something? Which doesn't even make any sense, because like, who doesn't like watermelon? Like, how's that even a black thing? But either way. Oh, poor weasel or whatever. Laying it on thick. He's like, you are not good enough. You are not part of this anymore. Whoa, okay. Resorting to violence. But Legoshi steps in to mediate. So it's interesting that it takes place in a school, and we're dealing with a play here, and a murder. I had no idea what this was going to be about, or where it's going to go. Was that Nobuhiko Okamoto? I'm pretty sure, like, once he yelled there, then I realized, oh, Bakugo. Yeah, he got him to back off. He can be tough if he needs to, I guess. Alright, if they're gonna sneak in there at night, they might encounter something. This might be when he sees Haru about to be attacked or something from the beginning. Wow, just insulting him as a carnivore. Interesting directing, like with the, the close up of the eyes, or, the black around it, and like the split screens. May your life be like a roll of toilet paper, long and useful. That's the most profound shit I've ever heard in my life. She's she's a waifu. You see her and you must protect. Wow. I definitely want to know more about these people and this world in general. Just kind of throws you right into it. Like, yeah, they're all animals. So be it. What of it? Back at the beginning, seems like danger is afoot. Hi, little. So there's no, like, bug people. Bugs are still bugs. How are bugs treated in this world? I guess humans are not a thing. What's going on? Okay. Canine would have a very strong sense of smell. The hell's going on here? Oh shit, he's being corrupted. Is this Zootopia? Because that's what happened. There was like a flower that the carnivores were given that made them go crazy. Because there was an herbivore trying to make the carnivores seem bad. So I'm going to assume that's what happened. That's what's happening until proven otherwise. Yeah. So here we are back here. He seems to be affected by something that's making him attack, but maybe he's overcoming it and is just gonna protect her because of her cute little bunny face. That's not the end, is it? Oh, god damn it. What the fuck? I don't know what's gonna happen. The second episode is already out by the time I'm watching this. I'll probably watch that soon. But yeah, that's interesting. I have a lot of questions. But that's definitely unique. I like the way it looks. So, I don't know if this is going to be the ED song or the opening song or whatever, but I guess we'll see next time. There's no visuals to go along with it, so we'll see in the next episode when there's actually like a full, legit OP and ED. So, that is episode 1 of Beastars. Let's talk about it. Alright, that was the first episode of Beastars. Like I said, I had no idea what to expect going into this. All I had seen is just the visuals, so I knew that we were having anthropomorphic animals. I've heard Zootopia mentioned in discussion of the show, although I don't know if that's mentioned by people who've actually read the manga and have said, yes, it is comparable, or people who have just assumed that it would be. It's pretty impossible to avoid comparisons if you've seen that movie. But yeah, I was mainly interested because of the studio behind it. I wanted to see what they would do with it visually, and because I've heard good things about the manga. I heard that they changed some things from the manga, or at least like skipped some things, and maybe wanted to get to this point in the story immediately rather than where the manga started at. I don't know the details there, but so far, I'm definitely intrigued by where this is going. It went by really fast. It was over before I knew it. It got to that title card, and I said, well, that can't be the end. And then it was, and I was like, well, shit, that went by so fast, and I want to see more. I want to see where this is going to go. It's clearly the kind of show that can easily have a lot to say, and like I said, it's really hard to avoid the Zootopia comparisons. It seems like our main girl is even a bunny, and then you've got a main guy who's a carnivore, a wolf rather than a fox, but pretty close. And it seems like we could easily be addressing issues of discrimination and judging people and the issues that people face based on their appearances or where they come from, whether you want to talk about racism, sexism, classism, whatever isms you want to talk about. And the kind of things that people face like that with this world starring anthropomorphic animals. So I want to know a lot more about this world. We've just been in this small school so far. I didn't know what the plot of this was. I didn't know. Maybe is it called Beastars because they're in the drama club and they put on plays? They're stars in acting. I don't know. I don't know if it expands beyond that. If we go out into more of the world, if there's like a grander plot that develops, I have no idea what to expect. So I want to know. I want to know what this world is like. I want to know more about these characters and their experiences and how they grow and who the killer is. Like, this seems like just kind of an opening plot that'll be settled fairly soon, but then where will we go from there? I'm not sure. But when we got to the end, I was like, damn it, I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see what he's going to do and who this person is, because we open up with a murder. And one reason it went by so fast is because it's really well made. I like the directing style. Like when you get into the dark room, I really like the stylization there to show that it's dark, like with the outlines of the characters, or when Legoshi sniffed that aroma and we got like the X-ray showing it going into his nostrils and then like affecting his brain and everything. Or the split screens, or that one shot of the guy's eyes with surrounded by black. Some cool directing tricks, and it just looks really good in general. I love the way Land of the Lustrous looks, and so I was not worried about the actual technical quality of the CG in this show. I just wondered what it would look like with these types of characters who look so different than the characters in Land of the Lustrous, and what kind of stuff we'd be getting up to in the show. I don't even know if there's action. Like, I don't know how much crazy animation we'll have. But what we've seen so far of the character designs and the art and the CG, I think that all looks really good. I like the look of the animals. I got used to it immediately. I think they look really good so far, and I can't wait to see more. You've got some. It's cool just to look around and spot all the different types of animals around, and you see funny things like the giraffe who's constantly got to be bending over her neck to be on the same level as her friends and stuff like that. But yeah, it looks really good. It's well made. The music was very nice. Got some good voice acting in there so far. I noticed Bakugo a little bit, Nobuhiko Okamoto. I didn't until he screamed, but then when he screamed, it's like, oh well, you can't not recognize that scream. But yeah, just so far, I want to know more about these characters, like the Legoshi. Again, interesting name, like Bela Lugosi, who played Dracula, and now you've got a wolf, which you'd think like vampire and then werewolves, they're like opposites, so that's interesting. He's not a werewolf, literally, but still. And he's a carnivore and has faced difficulties in his life of people judging him based on his appearance, based on who he is, and he seems kind of like a lone wolf type. I assume that's the reason behind making the character a wolf. And so he's often seen as kind of awkward, and it's interesting because like you could... we'll see where the show goes and what it has to say, but you could even take it as just a metaphor for just like general social anxiety and awkwardness. Like there's so many different things that people can be judged for that you don't have to necessarily relate it to one specific thing. It's the kind of message and the kind of story that seems like it can appeal to so many different people, no matter what kind of struggles you face. Like everybody has been judged based on one thing or another, even if it's just like him being kind of awkward, which he clearly was, approaching that girl to give her the love letter from Tim and seeming really scary in the process, you know, partially just because he is a large carnivore and she's scared of that after what happened, but you can also see it as just his mannerisms and that he's not the best at being a social creature. So, like, no matter what angle you approach it from, like, you can probably relate on some level. And then you have this girl, Haru, a bunny, who's an herbivore, obviously, and she's ostracized as well by her friends. Or by other students in the school, this other bitch-ass bunny, who aren't very big fans of her, and it seems like they've turned the whole school against her, and she's got, like, this one roommate who seems to not be actively participating in the bullying, but isn't going to do anything about it. What's that quote? And who said it? Like, the only thing necessary for evil to persist in this world is for good people to refuse to act. Something like that. But yeah, and she's gonna support it just fine without actively being a bully herself, and everybody else is, trying to avoid her. That one guy wants to help her carry the mattress, and they're like, no, that's Haru. And he's like, oh shit, never mind. And they're just all avoiding her because of what's happened with her. So I can't wait to learn more details about the two of them and what kind of relationship they develop and friendship and how it all plays out with these animals. Just it's cool. It's intriguing. It's unique. You've got Zootopia, like with this world where you see all these really cool ways that the animals interact and get around. So I want to see if we're going to get anything like that, or if it's basically just going to be like the human world and they're just animals. Like, how many cool, unique aspects of this world will we get that that them being animals necessitates? Also in Zootopia, there's the difference that they're just animals, where these are anthropomorphic, and it's pretty different. But either way, it feels like we're kind of going on a similar path as that movie thematically, and as of right now, I'm going to guess that the plot of this murder is the same as what was happening in Zootopia, because that's just the reference that I have to draw on. It seems very similar right now, and even if that's what's going on right now, it's a manga, it's ongoing. I don't know how long the anime will be, but I'm sure it will go on to do many more things, and I'm not saying it's like a Zootopia knockoff or anything. It's just interesting to compare them, because in Zootopia, the whole point was that carnivores are attacking herbivores, and they're getting scared, and they're like, all carnivores are bad, and there's obviously societal parallels there for our society. And it was actually an herbivore producing these plants to get carnivores into a crazy state of mind to make them seem bad. And that's what it seems like is going on here too. Legoshi smells this stuff, it makes him go crazy and attack Haru. And I couldn't believe the episode ended there. I was like, God damn it, that went by so fast, and I want to see what's going to happen. So I don't know if that's being done by an herbivore. Lewis would seem like the optimal candidate because he's kind of a dick, but it's probably not him. That's probably a misdirection. We'll see who it ends up being. It might still be a carnivore causing this. I don't know what kind of crazy elements are going to be introduced in this show. I don't know if we're going to get weird supernatural stuff. I have no idea where it's going to go. But we'll see if he's able to overcome his instincts there, because that was the opening scene, and it made it look like a wolf attacking a rabbit, but I assumed that would be a misdirection, and that we were gonna be revealed that he was actually protecting her from the real attacker. But that was not the case. He was attacking her because of the influence of this scent. But I'm assuming he's gonna be able to overcome that just by being a good guy and by looking at her face. I like what she said about how people look at her face and they just want to protect her, because that's such a common thing in anime communities. That's what anime fans say all the time. Oh, this character is my waifu. You look at her and you just want to protect her. It felt a little meta there, so I think he'll be able to overcome those instincts and show that hey, being a carnivore is not all there is to me. I'm actually a person on the inside. I as she was saying, as she was running away, she's like, I can feel pain, I can scream in terror, I am a person with feelings too. He'll say, this is not all there is to me, and I'm gonna overcome this, and I don't want to hurt this little girl, and I'm not going to. So we'll see where it goes. But yeah, we've got a bunch of other characters that I'm intrigued by. It's not the most crazy, bombastic start of all time, but just there's a lot there that clearly could go in interesting directions, to where you have some kind of idea of what this show is going to address, while still being in the dark about the actual direction the plot will go in, and being, anticipating where it may go, and I'll be surprised by whatever directions it does take. So, yeah, I definitely want to see more. Like I said, you got this guy Lewis, the deer, or the little weasel, or the bully bunny, and all these other characters that so many students in the school that we see. I don't know how many will get focus, but it's intriguing. There's a lot you could do with this concept. I want to see more of Haru. I want to learn more about Legoshi and the specific struggles that he's faced and how common that is. What struggles do all of these characters go through? What has he gone through specifically? I like him a lot so far. Just again facing these judgments that are thrown against him, and him delivering the love letter was really cool. That's kind of a hard decision that he had to come to. This guy, Tem, wrote this love letter to this girl, and he just never had the courage to actually deliver it. So now he's got to decide, okay, he never actually went through with it and fully decided to give it to her. And also, I don't know if I should tell her that she, this dead person had a crush on her. Revealing that after the fact might be a little weird, but he decided to go ahead and do it. Because obviously, Tem did have feelings. He did want her to know. He just didn't have the courage to go through with it. So, seems like he thought that would be the best way to kind of honor Tem and his wishes, to tell this girl how he really felt, and for that girl to know the truth, even if it's too late for her to do anything. So that was really nice of him, and it's the same with the play, like continuing on with the play. Him being in the drama club, being an actor, he probably wouldn't want the play to be stopped because of him. It's cool to get a little characterization for him too, because he dies at the very beginning. We don't really know anything, but just through those little bits, those little scenes, like mostly with the love letter, we learn a little bit about him, which makes me feel pretty bad for what happened here. And I want to see how big this murder plot is going to go. Like how many more victims are we going to have? How big of a thing is this going to be? And what are the implications going to be? You've already got the herbivores and the carnivores on separate sides of the room, and they're talking shit about the carnivores, and they're feeling insulted, and, you know, depending on how big this conflict gets, like, you could have serious ramifications in this school and in the society. So I want to see what it's like. There's more animals. Like, you see bugs in this episode, so obviously, you know, you still got bugs, and you got, like, squirrel people. Are there, like... What exactly is the size difference like? You know, we saw the giraffe, and she's not the size of like a legit giraffe, but she's still got a pretty long ass neck. What about like elephant people? I don't think we saw any of those. Are they really big? Are there like mouse people? I want to see all the details about the people in this world. Like I was saying in the reaction, it's interesting with like the insults and stuff like that you can come up with in this kind of world and for these characters. Like insults based on the types of animals that they are. And it's weird equating that to our society, because when you say something like, oh, you're a goat, you should just go eat paper, it's like, that just feels like it's just racist. You know, that's like if you just, like I mentioned examples during the reaction, but just any kind of like racial slur or sexist slur that you could come up with. You're a woman, go stay in the kitchen. Like, it's just interesting to hear that kind of thing, and it's mostly Lewis who seems to say that kind of stuff, and he's very serious about this damn play. He just really wants it to go on. He demoted the weasel guy, Kai, because he wasn't good enough. So, again, we'll see. He seems like he wants this play to go as perfectly as possible, so maybe he does have a hand in what's happening here and trying to get rid of people he doesn't like. I'm not really sure, but also they did say at the beginning that it's ironic that somebody in the drama club was killed, because they are, like, way into having carnivores and herbivores together, working together. So maybe this is being executed by somebody who doesn't like that, and he was targeted for a reason. I don't know, but I definitely want to see where it all goes. Legoshi and Haru seem like they can be complex characters already that I want to see grow and develop, and there's just a lot of intrigue here as to where this can go and what it'll have to say, and it could be really interesting. So yeah, I want to look at the next episode as soon as possible, and the second one's out right now, so I'm going to watch it as soon as I can, because I want to see what happens. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. If you've read the manga, any differences you want to share that aren't very spoilery, how you feel about this so far, the CG, the animal character designs. I don't have a problem with that, but some people might for some reason, but it doesn't bother me at all. I think the designs look really cool. Just let me know your thoughts on this whole thing. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel. Beastars is going to come out every Sunday. And check out the stuff down in the description. Twitter and Discord is down there. Patreon if you want to support this channel and what I'm doing here, and you want to get these videos early and vote in polls. There are some shows like this one where I choose for myself, but most of my shows are chosen by my patrons. So yeah, thank you guys for all the support. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.